How do we create the best testimonials for the product to support and validate main selling points?
It's not just the testimonial talking great about a product or service. We actually break down the specific features and benefits we want to talk about with a product or service. And whatever your product or service is, we're going to want to know what these specific features and benefits are that are going to be important. And then we're going to ask questions to our testimonials very specifically to validate a product or feature. We want to talk about that feature and then have a testimonial validate it and give it credence.
Right. I sometimes feel like we're attorneys when we go through our testimonial process, because you hear attorneys say, don't ever ask a question you don't know the answer to. Okay, we don't go that far, but again, because we have a budget and we have time constraints, we do need to know that the people that we're sitting down in front of the camera are going to be able to articulate some of the points we're looking for. And we find that out during kind of discovery and an interview process that we do with the customers before that we bring them in to be testimonials.
I always say we live in a review-based economy. It is so important that you have the right testimonials in your infomercial. It just takes time. It's really important because we all make decisions. You know, who doesn't make a decision when they go to Yelp or for a restaurant or a review on something? A testimonial is just a review. And you have to really spend the time to get the right testimonial to say the right thing at the right time.
And our testimonials are not scripted. And again, this comes back to our interview process. When we're talking to people, we need to know that if we ask them a question, they're going to be able to articulate back the points that we're asking them about. So that's why our interview process with testimonials is so important. But again, we don't script people because we want their authentic experience to come through with whatever product they're talking about.
And I can't tell you how many times a company or business says, I want this person to say specifically this. That is the fastest way to throw up a red flag that nobody's going to believe it. So we'll take that information and we'll say, okay, let us formulate the question that is going to pull out that response, what we're looking for. You can't put words in people's mouths. You can't tell people what to say. First of all, it's not authentic,
right,
and it's not truthful, but you have to be very clever about formulating the right question to get the right answer. And if you don't, you just got to keep hitting them with another question, eventually you'll get it.
Yeah, and I remember, we don't get this so much anymore, although it did happen recently, but years ago when we were working in different product categories, maybe like weight loss or fitness, we have actually had clients tell us, I want one of these testimonials to cry. That's a lot of pressure, right? we got to get somebody to cry. That's not easy to do. Sometimes it happens authentically, and if it does, that's good and fine. But
that goes back to the process of finding the right person who's going to have an emotional response to something. If it's a product or service that has to have, or one of the most compelling things is an emotional response, we'll find that person, ask the right questions to get that response. But there's one thing that you do so well when we're in that situation is you'll ask a question and then you'll stop talking. Explain that.
Well, you have to leave that space for people to respond. And I think what happens quite often is, just like in any normal conversation, we get uncomfortable with quiet. And so the natural instinct is to talk. So if you pull back a little bit during your interview and give people that space, they will talk. One of my favorite stories is, I happen to be a Survivor fan. I like to watch really good interviewers on television because I can pick up skills from them. And one of the things I watched Jeff Probst do, there was something going on with the cast, and one of the guys was getting very, you could tell he was getting very emotional and very worked up. And it was a situation where I think if you didn't have a skilled person in the position that Jeff Probst was in, it could have gotten out of hand. But I watched him. He put his hand on the guy and he said, "What's that emotion about?" So he really kind of de-escalated the whole situation. And he asked the guy, "What's that emotion about?" Which is a really simple question that I'd never asked people before. But when you see people getting emotional, you can say, "What is that emotion about?" and have them describe it. And you get a lot of powerful stuff that way.
And some of the things you don't see on television or in a campaign when a testimonials is those little things that we're doing behind the camera, where we introduce ourselves, we have a relationship with people way ahead of time. We don't just put somebody in the hot seat and start asking them questions. You build a relationship with it, and that is part of a really important process of creating a successful infomercial, especially when you have testimonials, is you have to have that relationship so they trust you to say whatever they're going to say, because we don't want their guard up. So it takes time. And you always can tell the difference whether somebody has done that or they haven't done that, because the quality of the testimonial is paramount. The other testimonial that we've done is a man on the street.
So the man on the street testimonial is very different from our customer-centric testimonial, because these are people that have not tried the product. So it's our opportunity to get a spontaneous reaction from someone in regard to a product. And it really becomes one of the most powerful things in our campaigns, because I think it comes through as so authentic to the viewer that it's just very powerful.
And I think part of it is that there's that ability where you see somebody and you ask them to come over and try something. The last thing in their mind is like, I'm going to be at a mall, I'm going to go try a vacuum, or I'm going to go try this camera, or I'm going to try this coffee maker. And then, you know, they look like they're at the mall, they've got kids, but that's all part of the experience where you just know that it's really real. So there are many kinds of testimonials, and either way, they're extremely important. And what's even more important is the preparation, because preparation is the key to doing very, very effective and compelling selling. If this information was helpful to you or anybody you know, please like it, subscribe, and pass it on and share it.